Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to look at COVID-19, the NFL, and the Detroit Lions. We have a lot of news and rumors to get to, but first of all, I want to bring in one of my co-hosts, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. We got your main course. We got so much stuff. The comment cards. We got the question of the day. We got Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia. We got the Wall of Fame. And we know you got dessert with your man, Curt. But, you know, subscribe to the channel. Join the family, because we don't have fans, we don't have viewers, we got family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. But I got to kick it to my third man on the team. Who? Coach Jones.
Coach Mike Jones. Who? Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Hey, let's get the scheme going
right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. And now we're going to go to Curt Steele with Detroit Lions players announced they won't participate in voluntary workouts. Yeah. What you got there, Curt?
Definitely. So a couple of days ago, this is from Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. Now, this was on the 13th. So the NFL had announced the offseason program, but they had some stipulations, right? So the NFL informed clubs a couple of days ago that any team employee that refuses a COVID vaccination without a bona fide medical or religious ground will be barred from Tier 1 and Tier 2 status, and they must have restricted access within the team facility and not work directly with players per sources. Now, the NFL tried to rush, pretty much grab players to get them into the offseason program really quickly. Mm-hmm. So a few teams, including the Lions, players said, nah, bruh, we ain't coming in there for that. You know what I'm saying? So it was the first teams that really announced this were the Denver Broncos were the first team that opted out of the offseason program because they gave them options. The players like, nah, we're not going to do that. It's not safe enough. They don't have these safety protocols in place. So a few other teams just really joined on. You had the Broncos, the Seahawks, the Buccaneers, and the Detroit Lions were like, hey, man, you know, the players were just not with it. So they said, hey, you know, they just really pushed it back. So what the league did was they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to switch it up. So the Tier 1, which was supposed to start on Monday. The players said no. Okay, the league said we're going to push it back. So the phase 1 of the NFL offseason programs got pushed to virtual. So it's not going to be the in-person workouts like they had at first. So basically, the phase 1 is from the 19th to the 14th of May, and it's no on-field, no in-person, virtual meetings. Now, they can go to the weight room, but, you know, with safety protocols in place for the players. Now, phase 2 starts on the 17th to the 24th of May. It is virtual meetings still, but on-field drills with coaches, but no contact permitted. And then you have your phase 3, which is your OTAs. And this is a 10-day OTA. Traditional, what we have, meetings can be virtual or in person, and a mandatory mini camp. So they're going to look at where they're going to put those safety protocols like they had last season back in place for those off-season workouts. But it's very, the league is very strict on what can and cannot be done with this COVID-19 policy, especially with the personnel around the team saying that if they don't have a bona fide medical or religious reason not to have the vaccine, like it's a no-go. They cannot be around the players. Now, they didn't even say that the players had to be vaccinated. They said that the staff had to be vaccinated. So what do you guys think about the league really kind of putting their foot down on what goes on with the COVID-19? And Mike, I want you to really talk about this first, because you have a personal experience with COVID-19.
Yeah. I know COVID-19 affects everybody a little bit different, but I'm telling you right now, I'm 6'1", I'm 250, and it put me down. Okay, it put me down for, I would say, the better part of the first. I wouldn't say it was the first 6 days. It was about 3-4 days after. I kind of had like a sore throat. I'm like, I got phlegm in my throat. And then all of a sudden, that Tuesday night, man, I had a 104.5 fever out of nowhere. And I didn't even really realize my fever was that bad. I remember I messaged you guys early in the morning, and I was like, man, you should go to the hospital, man. And and I was like, yeah. So I didn't go to the hospital. I took ibuprofen, and you know what I'm saying, and my fever went away. But all of a sudden, later on that day, like, my body started feeling real weak, and then I got lightheaded. So I had to lay in the bed for 6 straight days. Like, I would get up to go out and like make coffee or whatever in the morning before everybody got up, and I would get so lightheaded. I would have to make coffee. I would go back and lay down, and then it would be like 3-4 hours later. I get up, coffee machine turned off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, yeah, man. And I had this ongoing headache for probably about 6-7 days. I mean, it was pounding. Like, I could take ibuprofen, I could take Motrin to try to like subside it a little bit, but it was pounding consistently. I'm talking about for the whole day. No relief, man. And my body just felt like, man, like I was real weak, man. I really couldn't do much, man. And I'm like, man, and I ate grapes, only grapes, for 4 straight days. Grapes and water for 4 straight days. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Wow.
Like, so that's how you.
So you think about
No, I didn't feel good. I'm eating grapes.
So you think about this NFL thing, and I've got a different take on it. I think the NFL keeps trying to push for like filled stadiums, and they were really pushing to have physical contact in the OTAs and all that stuff, and the workouts this coming up Monday, and they had to kind of take a step back. I think they're over aggressive on trying to make this go away. I really do. I think the NFL look, to me, it's a bad look, because it was the players and the Players Association that brought them back to reality. And Goodell talking about filled stadiums this year. I don't see that at all. I don't see any chance of that.
I think it's going to be a reduced stadiums, just because of the fact that even with the vaccinations, you're not going to have everyone. The herd immunity isn't going to, where enough people are been vaccinated, and and all the variants of COVID-19 now that are mutating, you're not going to be able to fill those stadiums. You're going to have to, still go to a reduced capacity. Those players were like, man, damn that, I ain't going in there. I understand why, the position that the players took, because like, say Allen Park, even though the Lions had one of the best COVID, as far as the protocols last year, I mean, they still had it where, toward the end of the season, where they had all those people, and it was a really, the coaching staff really got affected by it. But, if those protocols aren't in place right now, you know what I'm saying? And I would doubt that they are from what they were last season. Players are like, well, I know you don't have everything like it was to keep us safe last year. And then look at new players that are coming into the system. So they haven't been around Detroit. They haven't been around the area that, that much around in Allen Park. So they're cautious of what, putting themselves and their families in danger, because you can't just look at the players. It'd be one thing if the NFL operated in a bubble where, okay, you come to camp, you're going to be in this bubble until the start of the season, and then we'll start releasing you, to go home. No, these guys are going to the facility and then going home where their families are. So they're looking out for the bare interest of themselves and their families when they're like, hey, I ain't going in that building. So until the safety protocols are up to snuff. The league,
I can see why Denver did it though. Do you remember last year when they didn't even have a quarterback? That
Denver was
receiver.
I can see Denver. Denver was like,
the NFL said, forget you, man. The NFL was like, nope, you got to play that game, and they're like, okay.
That is why I am already a season ticket holder. I got mine early because I knew like, okay, they might want to fill the stadium. But when these COVID cases start coming in, they're gonna have to fade back and lower their expectations. And I was like, you know what? It might be February, but I'm gonna lock in my tickets right now. You know what I'm saying? So
and for me, the NFL really irritated the crap out of me last year because like the Denver and with us, they didn't make any because they were quick to make concessions for teams that were quote unquote I guess in the hunt, playoff teams or because look how many teams that the times that Pittsburgh game got moved back. Pittsburgh got a game moved back 2-3 times. It
Tampa
was like
wasn't it Tampa Bay as well?
And Tampa got, and then we were like, we can't get moved back. They were like, nah, bro, you gonna play this game.
Same with Denver.
Same with Denver, you know what I'm saying? So, and we were playing the Buccaneers that game, so they were like, and Tom Brady came in there.
A little bit payback.
The
NFL by the players.
Saying, it was like, so I just didn't get why, the league was just like so enamored.
All right. It's a money thing, man. Everything about money, Curt.
Everything. It was money. Like, come on, man.
We complain about the salary cap and how much money we got to spend, but it all ties into having full stadiums, and that's why
it does with the revenue
NFL
sharing.
Really is pushing for that.
Right.
All right. Let's move on. What do you got next there, Mike? Sorry, Mike.
So, it's okay. So the Lions attend Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields' second pro day. And I know a lot of people are making a lot of this, but there's one thing y'all fail to realize. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes, man. Like they got multiple players that want to be in it, that are going to NFL like every year. So they're not attending just Justin Fields pro day, because if Justin Fields has any receivers there, well, we trying to get receivers. We're trying to get maybe just anybody, man. Just it's not.
Sean Wade was another. I got to look at that because he didn't participate in the first pro day, so he participated in the one the other day. So yeah.
I mean, every team should be at Ohio State's pro day.
Yeah,
like every team. Every team should be at Alabama's pro day. Every team should be at Clemson's pro day. Come on, it's Ohio State. That's the top 5 program in the country. Come on, people.
Right.
Come on, man.
One thing I took from this too, though, is it's not Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes that are attending. So, I don't know. That's a little different for me because they were all over the first Justin Fields pro day, which is also the Ohio State pro day, right? So I mean, they're all over that first one. So maybe they're like, yeah, we've seen this already.
Right. Pretty much.
I don't really know. All right.
They're not missing nothing.
Huh?
They weren't missing nothing. Yes, sir.
No, they didn't miss nothing.
They ain't missing nothing.
No. So there's 3 wide receiver targets in the second round, and this is from an article from hold on.
Fansided.
Fansided. Something was in my way. I couldn't read it. Sorry, guys. So the 3 wide receivers that they have, and it's one of them that we had yesterday, right? Terrence Marshall, right? 6'3", 200 pounds, has posted an incredible 23 touchdowns combined for the Tigers over the past 2 seasons. His junior year, he racked up 48 receptions for 731 yards, 10 touchdowns, while averaging 15.2 yards per catch in 7 games. The second guy they got is Tutu Atwell, and he's a wide receiver out of Louisville. He is kind of short, 6 foot. No, he's 5'9", so just a little under 6 foot, but he's only 165 pounds. I think everybody weighs more than him, pretty much. The player known as Tutu is the ultimate speedster and could add another gear to the Lions wide receiver corps as they're looking to get faster. He racked up 46 catches for 625 yards and 8 total scores, playing in 9 games as a junior for the Cardinals last year. And the last one, we're looking for a replacement for Danny Amendola, and I think this guy's been said a few times. Rondell Moore, the wide receiver out of Purdue.
Yeah.
He's 5'9", 180 pounds. It's a little more weight to him, but really could still kind of blow in the wind. But he played much bigger than his frame, had a breakout season as a freshman, and he got 114 receptions, 1,258 yards, 14 touchdowns in 2018. Okay,
Wow.
and here we go. This is why the Lions should take him. Injuries over the past 2 seasons could drop his draft stock, and he's still projected to be a potential second-round pick later this month.
Not by us.
That's the guy we got to get. He's injury-prone. He's fast. It's perfect. Just kidding. I ain't gonna say
that guy that's 5'9", 165, 2'2", we don't want you. Okay, I don't understand. We don't want you.
Boy, you stupid.
Don't want you.
We don't want you. I'm loving that. I am loving that. That is funny. All right, so the Lions Wire put out an article. Now, me and my man Shiny J over on Die Hard Den Pockets have had this conversation. It says, if Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer, Herman Moore needs to be as well. Now, the argument for some people with Julian Edelman being a Hall of Famer is all of his postseason accolades and, you know, what he's done in the postseason. But the postseason doesn't make a Hall of Fame career. You know, you have to do the totality of what he's done in the game so far. So if you look at the numbers, right, the numbers themselves, right? Julian Edelman has 620 career receptions. Herman Moore has 670. Let's go yards. 6,822 for Edelman, 9,174 for Herman Moore. Touchdowns, 36 touchdowns in the career for Julian Edelman, 62 for Herman Moore. 1,000-yard seasons, 3 for Edelman, 4 for Herman Moore, and 100-catch season, 2 for Edelman, 3 for Herman Moore. The numbers don't lie. Now, it is hard for wide receivers usually to get into the Hall of Fame. For some reason, look how long it took Chris Carter and some of those guys to get into the Hall of Fame. I think the one guy who's an outlier just because of the fact that people just didn't like him, who he is Terrell Owens. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer just because of his numbers. Yeah. But you know, look at Andre Reed and some of those guys. How long it took those guys to get into the Hall of Fame? Do I think Herman Moore is a Hall of Famer? If you put some of his numbers up, really against some of the guys that are in, he can possibly be a Hall of Famer. It's just he may be one of those guys that make it on the Veterans Committee, you know, say he may not make it as an active, you know what I'm saying, that one with, you know, with the guys that are current, you know, with those, but he may make it on the Veterans Committee where he'll get voted in. But I think that deserves a good look. I'm with this argument that if Edelman makes the Hall of Fame, definitely Herman Moore should be in there as well.
But how much do Super Bowls count? And how much do playoff wins count?
Now,
I'm just asking because that's kind of the thing, you know.
But as a wide receiver, Andre went with the 4 of them straight.
Right.
4.
Right.
He went to 4 straight.
That's the only thing I could see that's a difference between the two. But sometimes you're just along for the ride, or sometimes you're the main cog in the wheel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And which is it with this wide receiver group?
Besides the one in Atlanta, the versus Atlanta, Edelman wasn't the MVP. He wasn't like this big, you know. Right. No, he wasn't the cause. He wasn't the MVP of the Super Bowls. So I don't see why that, you know, people are just
put emphasis on that,
clamoring for him to be a Hall of Famer. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why, you know, well, first of all, being a Hall of Famer is not what it used to be. Like just like going to the All-Star game is not what it used to be. Now everybody, like, people don't realize there's certain criteria for going to the Hall. It used to be so hard to go to the Hall of Fame back in the day. Like now, everybody who was good is supposed to be a Hall of Famer now. It's like, no, man. It's like you
think so?
y'all like getting like Hall of Famers. Like y'all think 3 people should go from this team in this decade. Like, come on, man.
It is kind of turned into
have
the
it, man.
WWE Hall of Fame, really.
Yeah,
but.
yeah, man. It can't do that, man. Like, we gotta have some. It gotta stop somewhere. Like, we gotta have some type of.
There has to be an elite level. I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%, Mike.
Now, I would say this though: the thing that that irritates me is players like a Chris Carter and Andre Reed and some of those guys and like a Torrey Holt that should be in the Hall of Fame, but then you have the old school get off my line guys that like, you know, that were blocking guys. So it's kind of a, you know, a double-edged sword. You have guys that should be in and are not in, and guys that are in that people think they shouldn't be in.
Right.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword because you're gonna have those guys like, now it's not like the NFL Hall of Fame isn't like the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame where you may get one person, or a couple of years ago they didn't have anybody like, you know, they didn't deem worthy. So you're gonna have to really, you know, kind of get it where, you know, people who are deserving should be in, and people, not saying everyone is deserving. Actually, you can't say that everybody. Hall of Fame is not a participation trophy. You know, you can't because you had a good career. You know what I'm saying? But if you were a game changer and you have the numbers to substantiate you being a Hall of Famer, you should be in.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I agree with that. But also, I think we've let the genie out of the bottle when we started putting in players that really were borderline and kind of didn't deserve to be there. And that's no knock on some of those guys, but I think I think we diluted it a little bit, and now there's really no change in that, because now you have to compare numbers to numbers, like you said. And if Edelman's a Hall of Famer, then
Edelman's a Hall of Famer.
Then Herman Moore is.
Yeah,
Calvin Johnson was a game changer.
Calvin Johnson was a game changer.
You gotta be a game changer.
No one with that speed, that size. He was.
I mean, he changed the way defenses covered. I mean, they covered him like a punt team coverage down in the red zone because he was that much of a threat. And he still scored touchdowns. Right. And so I mean, 3-4 guys on him.
That's why he's first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's why, because defenses, they had to change an entire defense to just for that one guy. You know, when you can do that type of thing. Did Julian Edelman do that?
No.
But I don't know if Herman
he made good plays. I mean, but like for me, like I would say this, that one play in that Super Bowl, he made, to me, one game changing. Like it was it changed the outcome of the game pretty much, was the catch in it versus Atlanta, where he kind of reached between the dude's legs and, you know, the butt his ankles and caught that ball. That changed the trajectory of that game. But as far as, you know, him doing it for a substantial amount in his career, it's just not there for me. Not for Edelman.
He didn't even make like consecutive Pro Bowl appearances, did he?
I don't think he's ever made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so look, man.
I mean, at least Herman Moore he made Pro Bowls. He was AP All Pro as well in his career. So I mean, Herman Moore has I mean, he has a resume that could garner him being in the Hall of Fame.
Because for those 2 seasons in the 90s, he was only number 2 to Jerry Rice.
Yeah, I mean, Herman Moore was a beast. I mean, and we talked about that trio of receivers. You know, they had with Herman Moore, Johnny Morton, and Perryman. But really, he was the leader of that trio. He was the main guy on that, as far as wide receivers go, on that team. So he was declared number 1 in that trio. So I mean, the guy, he gets overlooked just because of the fact that you got to look at the other. You know, he had Barry Sanders on that team as well. So he kind of really gets overlooked because he was on that team with Barry Sanders, and Barry Sanders was just an outstanding player for the Lions. So he kind of gets really outshined by Barry during that period of time.
All right, let's go over to that Wall of Fame again. And Curt, who do you got on that Wall of Fame? It keeps growing. I love it.
Oh, look at this. We got so many bronze members. Not Detroit, Drew, Midwest Wyan, Bubba Bo, John Kapler, Detroit Lions Talk with Mike. What up, Mike? Crystal Riley, Art Allen, and North End Ken. Now, John Kapler is our newest member on the Bronze Member Hall of Fame. And silver members, we got Nomis J. What up, Nomis? Jason Portis, and you know who we got. We got Gold Lions. All right. And then Bob Corso, Turner C. Burley, Just in the D, Show Me BC, Randall Flagg, a new GOAT member as well, Miles Gibb, Randy Prince, the Gridiron Blitz, and you know the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. Man, we had so much fun with the GOAT members yesterday with Miles Gibbs, Randall Flagg, and Dr. Detroit yesterday. Man, it was awesome. If you want to learn more about becoming a member of the channel, click the Join Now button in the description, and you will get more information about joining and becoming a member of the Detroit Lions on the Prowl.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And we have a Zoom meeting every Wednesday at 3 p.m. for our gold members. And it's just an opportunity for us to get to know you a little better, you to get to know us a little better, and have just a sit down kind of conversation about our Detroit Lions. It was so much fun yesterday. Also, you get, emojis, and we have a bunch of them that are Lions centric and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of fun, and it's a way to help the show as well and support. So now I'm going to switch gears and go to the Lions trivia. The trivia question for today is, how many yards per carry did Barry Sanders average in his career? Now I'm going to throw it to you guys first.
Ooh, Kurt,
Mike, what you got, dog? I got a guess. I got a good guess.
Per carry, 6.5.
No, that's incorrect. That is absolutely correct.
5 yards per carry.
5 yards per carry.
I said 6.
Get off that Google, Kurt. Kurt, stop Googling.
5 yards per. Man, it's Barry Sanders, baby. You don't think I know about Barry? Come on, man. Stop playing.
All right. So the winner's on Facebook. One of my favorite book writers, Stephen King. Probably not the same guy, but you never know. And on Twitter, our winner was Chad Armstrong. And to participate in this, you'd be on Twitter or Facebook in the Facebook group.
Is that Lance's cousin?
Huh?
Lance's cousin?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, Chad. Lance's cousin.
Lance's
We got
cousin.
famous people here, man.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's our Detroit Lions trivia for today. If you want to participate, it's over on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll have those questions out today. So pretty excited about that. And also, I'm pretty excited about tomorrow. Before we get to question of the day, tomorrow we have our Free for All Friday. And I got one announcement about that today, and that is that we will be having Math Bomb on tomorrow, and he is the creator of the RAS system, the relative athletic score. If you've seen that on Twitter, that is the guy that invented it. He will be in our chat tomorrow at 11 a.m. We will be live to talk to all of you good people, so get ready for that, and it's going to be an amazing time. All right, the question of the day today is going to be, through all this, in Michigan, we get hit harder than any other. We've been getting hit harder than most states. Do you think there's going to be full capacity stadiums by September? Do you honestly believe? I should put that as a poll question, but yeah, probably will.
Better not be.
Do you think that it's going to be 100% capacity, 75% capacity, 50% capacity, or 25% capacity, or lower? So that's the question of the day. Now we go to my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man Curt.
Oh, we're not going to talk about what they talked about yesterday. You got to give the comment cards first, Ben.
Oh man, you know what? Sometimes the host is brain dead. Well, the host.
Let's talk about what you guys had to talk about for yesterday's show. And then we'll come back to the dessert, because I like to end with the dessert after we do. Right. Yeah. So let's go. Jim, who you got first for the comments cards from yesterday?
Well, since I didn't even know they were there, I got the artist formerly known as PC Payload. Says my favorite time of the year is preseason football, which we missed last year. I love watching the young guys play their hearts out for a job. Now, during the regular season, we're going to get to see that all year long. So even if we don't win a ton of games, I'm super excited for this season.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm feeling you. I like that comment, PC Payload. The artist formerly known as PC Payload. Yeah, that's what's up.
That is
he's a smart one.
That's smart. All right, though. All right. Theodore Kerher says, "We're the boss up, Kurt. I like the shoulder chip. This is why I say trade back to 15. Take Quinty Pay. Huge chip on his shoulder. Man has made some promises to his mom for getting him this far. I'm into the trenches, guys. Hey, the 10 to the trenches. Oh yeah. You know what though? And to be honest with you, on some draft boards, Quiddy Pay is projected to be in the top 10.
Yeah, he's moving up.
He's moving way up.
Wow.
Quiddy Pay.
Okay.
We talked about him being a underrated player, and all of a sudden he's all over a whole bunch of draft boards.
Yeah. Wow. I did not know that he was moving up that far. That's wow. Randall Flagg 606. The only scenario in which I draft a receiver in the first round is if they draft the best player available. Same goes for any position, including tackle, because that's how a good GM would handle it. Draft rule number 1. Never draft for positional need. If I am so wrong and crazy, Jim, then so are they. Great show. Good luck, Coach Jones.
We had a long talk about this yesterday, and
yeah, we did.
We had a lot of fun. But it's like, if you want to draft a wide receiver because we don't have a number 1, you're also drafting for need. Just saying. I can't help it. Can't help it.
That was the discussion yesterday. It was good. It didn't get intense, but it was good. What do you call that? Conversation
Banter.
Back and forth.
Yeah,
the banter was great.
Mike and Chris G. The last team we fielded was Wayne Fonz's crew, and they played hard. I can't say that. I mean, okay, maybe
that 2014 team was a good team.
Yeah.
I thought that we had a couple under Coach Caldwell too, and a couple under Coach Schwartz.
Schwartz got the bangers out.
Yeah, and we were looking at that was yesterday. We were looking at like the Lions had 3 All-Pro players on that 2014 team and 5 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah,
like that was a squad. That was a good squad that year. So yeah, Miles Gibbs, who was also in the Zoom, said, "Great show, guys. Zoom chat today was awesome. Really like sitting and talking Lions football with everyone. Prowl family pride. Yes, Prowl family pride is also in the mix always, my man, Miles Gibbs."
Right.
Let's see. It should be my turn.
Weston,
so we got these reversed. So Weston Rewa. I think we had a team under Caldwell, but then Quinn stabbed him in the back and threw him under the bus. Boy, he sounds violent. So he could bring his buddy Matt in. Right. I think this team will look much better on the field, even if it doesn't translate to wins right away. Man, I've got to agree with you there. I don't know why you get rid of a 9-7 coach. I didn't think we was going to get us to the Super Bowl. And I agree with that. If you were trying to make that move like they did in Tampa years ago, the guy just wasn't going to get him to a Super Bowl. So great coach, but
rest in rewind, man. I mean, he got Bob Quinn looking like John Wick.
Yeah. But you know what? In that whole coaching carousel, I still think if we would have stuck with Jim Schwartz, Jim Schwartz would have won us a playoff game by now.
Jim Schwartz.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like he had to go through his little ups and downs of learning how to coach. You know what I'm saying? But if you took his philosophy, Jim, he was a defensive first guy. Matt Stafford wasn't Matt Stafford until after Schwartz left. Then Matt Stafford became that guy because Ndamukong Suh was the star on our team when Schwartz was here. So,
but I hate to say this, he lost the team, and that's why he got fired. There's no coming back from that. Once you lose the locker room,
he was a little too as far as our head coach, he was a little too undisciplined for me, and that made the team kind of undisciplined as well.
Do you think that's going to be an issue with Campbell?
I don't think so.
No, because he has a supporting staff. He has all the player coaches. He has a supporting staff.
He got people that can rein him in on that coaching staff.
Right. He got a whole army with him. So
All right. Last comment card, Mike.
John Robinson. Tyree Gillespie is a good-looking prospect along with Amari Rodgers.
I like Gillespie. He's got a really good, he's fast. He's a good safety. He's 5'11", 7'8", 207 pounds. You know, Rodgers, I'm not as high on. He's kind of low. He's kind of, it's 5'9", 211 pounds, but a 4.49. That's actually slow on our team now.
Yeah, 4.49, man. Dude's walking.
Come on, man. Slow as Tavai. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I ain't that slow.
Nah, man. That dude run a 6.5 40.
I run faster than Tavai.
Yeah, I think you are faster than Tavai. I believe that too. John Robinson from the Lost in Space crew. I like that. All right. Yeah. Now let's go to my favorite part of the show, since I screwed the entire show up. My dessert with my man Curt.
All right, here's some notes. All right. So I guess Vegas does not have very good doesn't look good for Jared Goff, right? They gave him 80-1 odds to win the 2020 NFL
Place your
MVP.
bets now.
Man, safe to say that, you know, he's a little bit longer odds than Matthew Stafford. But to be honest with you, we don't need him to be the MVP. We just need him to go out there and play, you know what I'm saying, and be. But that is like almost like, I think as far as quarterbacks concerned, it's probably one of the longest odds of the NFL season at 80-1. But you know, they ain't showing him no love. But like you said, I don't need him to be the MVP of the league. No. I need him to play within himself and do the best job that he can be. Like Dan Campbell said, he didn't want him to come in and try to be the savior. He just wants him to come in and play. You know, and play. Just like the same thing with Jeff Okudah, like Aaron Glenn said. I don't need him to try to live up to be the third overall pick. Just be just play his best
version of you that you can be.
That's all I need to do. Just like I say every day. So that's all I need them guys to do is do that. But 80-1 is pretty long, man. I'm like, woo. I mean, that's a pretty long shot.
It is. It's terrible. The national media is just ridiculous when it comes to the Lions. Do I think that we have any chance of making the Super Bowl next year? No, I don't. But come on, 80-1.
80-1 and win the MVP. Man, that's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. That's
pretty big. And that's all I got for the dessert today. I want to give y'all a little chuckle about that one. That was pretty
funny. Final thoughts today. We had a blast in the Zoom meeting yesterday. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, but we have that live thing tomorrow, and it's just a fun time that we get to interact with you guys. And it's so much fun to like sit around and talk about the Detroit Lions and what you think and how you think things are going to go, how you think the draft's going to go. Now, we may not always agree, but we always agree on this. We want a winner. We want a contender here in Detroit. Now, if you are going to buy some Lions gear for this upcoming season, just go to the link below in the description under the fold, and there is a link there. And if you're going to buy your gear, why not help the show too? So you can support the show, get your cool Lions gear for the 2021 season, and just click that Fanatics link and then and get your gear and help the show at the same time.
Yeah, you're gonna buy it anyway, baby. So you might as well help us. You know you're gonna buy it. You know you're gonna buy it.
Oh yeah, man. My thoughts for the day is I love my team, man. Through the ups and downs, through everything that we go through, from the bad calls with the refs, the horrible GMs and coaches, and I'm still here, right? I'm still here. Y'all still here. We still love this team, and I think we are finally on the right track. Finally. So you know what? just keep your mind open, Lion fans. Stay positive. We've always stayed positive. Yeah. We've always stayed positive. We always got a good outlook from the beginning of the season. Don't let it die now.
Yep. Keep that momentum.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. My final thoughts for the show today is that I hope that the NFL really takes wholeness of what the players are saying and look at that and say, hey, we have to really look at what we're doing. And, we know what we want is full stadiums, but it just may not be possible. And keeping everyone safe and is really keeping the league functioning. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Like the NFL last year did. They had their issues, but they didn't have like a really big, like where they had to shut the league down, like baseball or, the NFL, the NBA, sorry, excuse me, did last year. So the NFL did a really good job of playing the whole season, really, as far as, except for a couple of games, they didn't really have to go through a work stoppage like a lot of leagues did. So, and some of that has to do with when the games were played. I know it was later in the season, but later in the COVID-19 pandemic, but it wasn't the start where the NBA and the MLB was like right in the middle of the really start of the pandemic. So, but if keep that in mind, NFL, you knew what to do last year and just do it again. And that's the best way to keep the players and everyone, the staff, safe. So, but you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, hey, join the family. Subscribe to the channel because we don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You can go over and check us out on bellyupsports.com. And you can look at some great articles by some talented writers over there as well. And you can listen to a bunch of different podcasts over there. So whatever you want over there, they have a cornucopia of different podcasts over there on bellyupsports.com. It is Thursday. It is almost Friday. Hey, it's Friday then. So, that's coming up tomorrow. Hey, and get your questions ready. Drop us some questions down below for tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? So we can kind of get a jump, or you have some questions for Math Bomb, go ahead, drop them in the comments down below so we can, kind of read them on the show tomorrow. So that could be part of the show. So get us some questions for tomorrow's show so we can kind of answer them right there during that Free for All Friday. And it's going to be fun, baby. We got Jim, we got myself, and you never know who just might stop by besides Math Bomb tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow at 11 to check us out right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. As you go about your day, you know what you got to do. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.